You came by just to say hello, with nowhere else you had to go. The sky turned gray, the thunder sighed. You smiled and said, let's stay inside. No candlelit note, no plans to make, just tea and toast and chocolate cake. And in that stillness, slow and plain, I loved you 'cause you stayed for rain, stayed for the silence, stayed for the fall. You didn't flinch when I showed it, almost run from storms. You pulled me close, and that was when I needed most. No grand escape, no flight to fame. You loved me in the quiet frame, and now I hope through joy or strain that you'll always stay for the rain. You still knock twice, same time each week. No need to talk, no need to speak. You bring the bread, I warm the tea, and just like that you sit with me. We don't rewind, we don't explain. We've made our peace with joy and pain. You smile like it's a brand new start, and place your hands where once held heart. You're still there on Tuesday night, same old cold porch bathed in light. Still tell that joke, I fake the laugh. You cut the bread, I pour the half. And maybe we don't dream as white, and maybe time has changed our stride. But if you show up once a week, then love still finds the words we seek. We missed some years, we lost the thread, but never said what went unsaid. And though we live in different rooms, we share the scent of late perfumes. The silence now is not so sharp. We've grown into a different part. But when you sit and sip your tea, it still feels like you're here with me. You're still there on Tuesday night, still ask me how I sleep at night. You hum that tune, I take the cue and hum along like I still do. No feels like Sunday when you come near, like the world slows down when you're here. No rush to talk, no need to try, just sit and smile and let time slide by. You hum a tune without a name, I find myself doing the same. We walk the block and laugh at dogs, and stop to watch the passing fog. And it feels like Sunday in your eyes, warm as toast, soft as sighs. We don't chase the highs or run from lows, we just let the quiet moments grow. There's no big line, no need to shine, no fireworks, and that's just fine. If love is slow and slightly shy, then I could live like this for life. You leave your socks on my old floor, your books are stacked behind the door. You fold my coat, I wash your cup, we build our days from gentle stuff. There's nothing loud about our song, it's just been playing all along. A record soft, a steady sound that holds us up when life gets loud. Yeah, it feels like Sunday in your eyes, like open windows and lazy skies. We don't need more, we've got enough in this quiet kind of love. You hold my hand, I close my doubt, we laugh when no one figures us out, and maybe we're just passing through, but every day still feels brand new. Maybe love won't always blow, and maybe some days we won't know, but if you're still there pouring tea, then that's the world enough for me. Years may come and time may bend, the world might change but not this friend. The way you lean, the way I stay, the way we fill the quiet gray. You'll read the news, I'll make the toast, we'll kiss the ones we love the most. And if it's Sunday every day, then I don't want it any other way.
You smiled before you said your name, and somehow I still knew the frame of every word you hadn't said, like finding notes inside my head. You laughed and I could hum along, as if I'd always known your song. The melody just fit my chest, like something old I loved the best. I knew your song before we met, each rise and fall between the lines. No lyrics carved, no sheet to read, but still you play just what I need. Somewhere in me you've always been the song I knew way back when. We walked without a place to be, just following the harmony. The city moved but not like us. We danced without the need to rush. I told you things I never say. You didn't look the other way. You just listened with your eyes and sang your truth in no disguise. I knew your song before the start. The way you breathe, the way you part, the way you hold the silent space. You fit the chords I can't replace. So sing with me until we're gone. Even if the notes go wrong, you are the song I didn't write, but somehow knew my whole damn life. You never try to fix my fear. You only sit and keep it near. Know everything will be okay. Just space to feel and let it stay. You pass no blame, you ask no why. You hold the hush before I cry. And somehow in that silent part, you touch the corners of my heart. The way you hold the quiet things, the small routines, the hurt it brings, the folded shirts, the broken glass, the little ghosts from someone's past. You never raise your voice to love. You hold it soft like something of a deeper truth, a loud forget, a kind of peace not spoken yet. You wash the cups I always leave. You find me when I try to grieve. And in the dark you light no flame. You simply breathe and say my name. We talk of dreams, we let them go. You say you like the way I grow. And even when we fall behind, you never try to press rewind. The way you hold the quiet things, the words you keep, the joy it brings. You never try to make me shine. You just walk slow and stay in time.
didn't say you missed me much, but clean the shelf I always touch. You didn't write me any lines, but showed up just in time. You folded things I never wore. You left your tea by my front door. And though the air was thick with doubt, you stayed until the fear ran out. You gave me everything but words, a kind of love that's rarely heard. Through acts so small they disappear, but somehow still they brought me near. You showed me how to stay, not say. You held the ache I pushed away, and I began to understand the quiet work of gentle hands. You left a note without your name. Just don't forget I feel the same. No metaphors, no perfect phrase, just proof of love that always stays. You said my name like it was new, like something fragile, soft and true, not like a sound the world had used, but something tender, never bruised. You never called me just to speak. You held my name like it was weak, and in that quiet way you said, I felt my shame and fear had fled. You held my name the way it heals, the way it touched that steady feels. You gave it back with something kind, like you had read what's left behind. And now I hear it differently. It means the me you helped me see. So when I say I love you too, I hope you hear. which street we met, which bench we sat, but I'll remember how it grew, this quiet, old and perfect you. So if we're slow, then let it be. I take the long way endlessly. Some people fall, some people run, but I walked in and you were the one. You never left a key outside. You kept the door just open wide. You said if love is meant to stay, it won't be scared to walk your way. You never checked the time I came. You didn't ask for praise or blame. You just sat down and made me tea and let me be completely me. You kept the door unlocked for years, through lonely nights and quiet fears. You never asked me to be whole. You only met my soul to soul. And when I thought I lost my track, you never begged me to come back. You only whispered if it's right. The door is open every night. You never said forever starts, but somehow stayed through all the parts. And now I see what love becomes, not chains or rings, but coming home. You kept the door unlocked for years, through lonely nights and quiet fears. You never asked me to be whole. You only met me soul to soul. And when I thought I lost my track, you never begged me to come back. You only whispered if it's right. The door is open every night.
You still sleep on the left each night, and I still turn off your bedside light. We've kept the same old cups and plates. We still forget our dinner dates. But something in your sleepy grin still makes my quiet heart give in. The years roll on, the world has spun, but you're still here, my only one. We've changed our jobs, we've moved our things, but not the way you laugh or sing, and not the way you stroke my head or stay on your same side of the bed. We've watched the seasons fade and turn, but in your eyes I still return. No vows were framed, no speeches said, just love and your same side of the bed. You hum while brushing back your hair, you leave your socks just anywhere. You burn the toast, I miss the train, but somehow none of that's in vain. You kiss my cheek, you know my tea, you move through time right next to me. We didn't plan, but still we grew into a love that simply knew. We've changed our shoes, we've changed our names, we've laughed through grief and silly games, but still you curl where you once said you'd always be same side of bed.
No one taught us to go slow. They said love's fast and fire and glow, but here we are, just you and me, stirring tea so patiently. We don't make scenes, we don't compete. We laugh at loss, we kiss defeat. And though the world may chase the bliss, I'm learning how to love like this. Slow like this, with time to breathe, with hands that plan, not pull the sea, with quiet meals and held back tears, with eyes that say I'm still right here. No rush to say what's next to prove, no need for drama, spark or move. Just you and me and years that pass, slow like this and built to last.
They cheer for roses on the floor, for handwritten songs, for slamming doors. but we just sit and pass the tea. And somehow that's enough for me. We don't need violins to play, or speeches made in grand ballet. You fold my coat, I kiss your hand. We build a world from grains of sand. No one claps for quiet love, for simple touch or look or shove. No curtain call, no sky above, just you and me, and that's enough. They want the passion, not the peace. They chase the star, not what will keep. But love, I think, is in the still. The brushing teeth, the nightly chill.
You never left a key outside. You kept the door just open wide. You said if love is meant to stay, it won't be scared to walk your way. You never checked the time I came. You didn't ask for praise or blame. You just sat down and made me tea, and let me be completely me. You kept the door unlocked for years, through lonely nights and quiet fears. You never asked me to be whole. You only met me soul to soul. And when I thought I lost my track, you never begged me to come back. You only whispered if it's right. The door is open every night. You never said forever starts, but somehow stayed through all the parts. And now I see what love becomes. Not chains or rings, but coming home. You told me once you hated spring, then held a flower like a ring. You said you're bad at staying still, then sat with me against your will. I thought I knew you every part, I'm still learning you, year by year, through every joke and every tear. You're not a book I read and close. You're something deep that softly grows. I've memorized your favorite tea, but still don't know what sets you free. And that's the joy in all we do. I'll spend my life still learning you. You keep a story in your smile, a dream you've hidden for a while. You wear it proud, but just for me, like something sacred, quietly. You said my name like it was new, like something fragile, soft and true, not like a sound the world had used, but something tender, never bruised. You never called me just to speak. You held my name like it was weak, and in that quiet way you said, I felt my shame and fear had fled. You held my name the way it heals, the way it touched that steady fear. You gave it back with something kind, like you had read what's left behind. And now I hear it differently. It means the me you helped me see. So when I say I love you too, I hope you hear you saw me through.
You walked in wearing yesterday's smile, took your time but stayed for a while. Said you liked my old love songs. I played one low and you sang along. We didn't talk like strangers do. We laughed like time already knew. You reached for tea, like quiet streets and skies so blue. We take it slow, we let it breathe. Just you and me and falling leaves. No racing hearts, no fancy lines, just coffee tunes and simple signs. If this is love, then let it stay like this, like now, like every day. You leave your books on my old chair, I find your scent still hanging there. You talk through yawns, I watch you sway. We're ordinary in the sweetest way. No fireworks, no rush to name, just gentle warmth that stays the same. We lose the keys, forget the time, and somehow that still feels just fine. Yet feels like Sunday when I'm with you, like morning light that drifts right through. We don't need more, we've got enough. Just this quiet kind of love. I wrote it down on paper scraps, your favorite joke, the way you nap, the time we stood out in the rain and laughed like we forgot the pain. I wrote your name 1,000 ways between my notes and lazy days. You never knew I kept it all. Your voice inside my notebook scrawl, I wrote it down when words were few, when I had more to feel than do. I didn't speak, but still you stayed. You heard the lines I never made, and now I read them back at night. The things I felt but couldn't write. You never asked, you just somehow read every word I'm writing now. I kept the tag from your first gift, the way you laughed when your voice slipped. You didn't know how deep you went. You were a song, the silent scent. And if I go before you wake, I hope you find the notes I make in every book, in every line, that once your love was also mine. We didn't fall, we didn't fly. We met in line and said goodbye, then met again and laughed a bit. And day by day we started to fit. You never tried to play a part, you just stood near and let it start. No storm, no flame, no crashing wave, just quiet roots that chose to stay. We didn't chase, we didn't run, we walked beneath the evening sun. And somewhere in those steady days, we learned to love in quiet ways. You made the room and I came through. I made some space, you settled too. We didn't spark, we didn't shove, we simply grew into the love. We simply grew into the love. You fold your shirt the way You cry at films I swore I won't, but still I'd sit and cry with you and laugh at things I never do. You never try to change my pace. You match my steps, you leave me space. You never ask me to explain. You just stay close when I'm in pain. I talk too much when I'm unsure. You let me speak, then say no more. You don't give answers, just a hand. And somehow I begin to stand. You make it easy to be known, like sunlight warming tired stone. You take the weight I never share and carry it like it's not there. You make it easy to be true, to love out loud, to follow through, not by control or grand design, just by showing up every time. I wake too late, I leave the light. You fix the cup I spill each night, but never once do you complain. You simply smile and start again.
I said the wrong thing once or twice. I made you tea, forgot the ice. I left the door unlocked again, but you just left and let me in. You never asked for something grand. You just reached out and took my hand, and in that grip I came to see what being loved can truly be. You stayed beside me anyway, through folded weeks and cloudy days. You didn't change the way I prayed. You held me just the way I hate. And though I tried to look away, you met me in my mess and stayed. You didn't fix what I can't say. You stood beside me anyway. I talked in circles, lost in thought. You gave me space and never fought. You never made me feel too much. You just came near with steady touch.
didn't chase. You showed up slow, but full of grace. No whirlwind lines or grand displays, just quiet steps on gentle days. You spoke like songs that linger long. You never needed to be strong. You just let things unfold their way, and somehow that's what made me stay. You took your time, and I'm glad you did. You found the things I always hid. You didn't dig, you didn't pry. You just stayed near and let time try. You took your time, but now you're here, and everything just feels more clear. They all arrived with sparks and speed, but you're the only one I need.
I wrote it down on paper scraps, your favorite joke, the way you nap, the time we stood out in the rain and laughed like we forgot the pain. I wrote your name 1,000 ways between my notes and lazy days. You never knew I kept it all, your voice inside my notebook scrawl. I wrote it down when words were few, when I had more to feel than do. I didn't speak, but still you stayed. You heard the lines I never made, and now I read them back at night, the things I felt but couldn't write. You never asked, you just somehow read every word I'm writing.